Hello, I'm Melissa Doan, and this is Mental Health Administration, Fall 2024. My information is right here. If you need to text me or email me, those are my preferred ways of contact. You can send me a text or an email, and we'll set up an appointment. The only thing that I do ask, and you'll see this again a little bit later, is if you need to meet with me, I'm more than happy to meet with you. Please just send me basic information of hey, I need to meet with you. I would like to do this by phone or a virtual Google Meet type meeting. Here is when I'm available, and this is about how long I think I need. And that way, when I get your message, I can quickly just respond with a date, time, and set up that phone call or Google Meet. So I really appreciate that working efficiently. So don't be afraid to just tell me what you need and what your availability is, and that really helps things go faster. Um, you can also email just generalized questions. I do feel though some questions are easier answered if we have a conversation. So depending on what your needs are, emails or text of a question is absolutely fine too. Um, I actually course steward the grad course of this class, so this is the first time teaching the undergrad. So I'm very excited to kind of make sure that all the bases are covered for if any of you all go on to the grad program, you already have a lot of information for the graduate course. Um, I also have a co-teacher with us today. She can introduce
Hey
herself.
guys. Hey, so my name is Erin Janovic. I am a doctoral student with Lindsey Wilson College, licensed professional counselor, work in the field, and I'm also excited to get to kind of teach you guys about the administration piece, right, of mental health programs. So I don't have my phone number on there. I will put it in Canvas. I'm like Dr. Doan, where I do work. Text message or email is the best. And if you need anything from me that would be more than that, we could set up right a time for a phone call or a meeting.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go through these general statements that you see on every syllabus fairly quickly. It is your responsibility to read through the entire syllabus and ask any questions of anything that doesn't make sense or you need clarification or confused on. So you have your mission statements for the SPC overall and the HS program, a course description, and you have the required text, which is a Cengage text, so you should have that on your Cengage whether you ordered it as a paperback or an e-text. Method of instruction, I think the most important thing, especially for this class, and when we get down to the assignments, you're going to see how important it is for you all to support and engage each other. You're going to really help each other out if you work together, and that'll make a little bit more sense here in a little bit. But you have your course objectives. You'll need to read through that and your learning outcomes. And these are the things that you should make sure that you get out of the course so you can read through those. In the Canvas modules, you'll see these broken down per module, but this is for the overall course. If there's any information that you have, like an email address, phone number change, please update it in Banner, because I'll just be the first person to say there has been times somebody thought they turned something in, I didn't get it or didn't submit, and I'm trying to contact them and I'm having to put their grade in and I didn't get a response from them, and it was because I didn't have an updated phone number after I sent an email. So check your email regularly, make sure you're updated in Banner. Okay, so for the part that you actually wanted to know about, here are our required assignments. And Erin, I'm going to kind of talk about this, and then like if there's things that you want to add to it, I'll just make sure I pause so that we've worked really hard on these signature assignments to make sure that they benefit you the most. And so, in a nutshell, you are going to build your own company. We all have our own opinions and complaints and criticisms of agencies we either work at or have been to, wait times, all these things. And you think about all the times that we've they don't know what they're doing over there. They don't know how to run this. Or all the times that we've said these things about places, this is your opportunity to build your own. So your project for this class is to develop an agency plan. And we'll talk about it a little bit more in detail as we get to the description part of the assignment. But what me and Aaron thought would be very helpful is every module you're doing a piece of your project. And so your discussion boards are basically the building blocks of putting your project together. And do you want to say anything about these discussion boards?
No, but like Dr. Doan said, these discussion boards are going to be an opportunity for you to kind of play around with your ideas and how you want to build it. And you can get feedback from us and your classmates, right? So if you kind of have an idea, and some people might think about things that you wouldn't think about, right? So they can kind of, and that's why we want this to be very interactive, is so because we can't think of everything, right? But if we put it out there, our classmates and we can kind of help, like, hey, did you think about this, or this might work better, and then that way we can, by the time you're done and your assignments due, right, you'll have a really good plan with lots of feedback.
Right. And so what I would like to add to that is you will not, so you can see how these points are broken down here. You will not get points for a response that just says, I agree with everything that you said and great job. That is not a constructive feedback, reflective response. You will only get points for your responses that are actually feedback and reflective. So that can cost you a lot of points because you get 15 points per response, and you can get points up to twice. I'm sorry, 5 points per response. So that's 10 points a module. 10 times 7. And so it's really important for you to recognize how important that is, that you give back a very reflective feedback response. It can cost you a grade. And at the beginning, we will be responding to those. We will be encouraging you to do better if it's not enough. You're going to want people to help you. You need to help them. And so think about their agency. Does it make sense? Maybe what is something they're missing? What is something that's unclear? Because you guys are going to be able to bounce this off of each other, and it's really, really, really important to help each other. So when you're the responder, do what you would want other people to do for you, I guess would be my, best statement there. You will also have a midterm and a final exam. I think the midterm is at the end of Module 4 and the final exam is in Module 7. Here's your grade point scale. And here are the instructor policies. Again, it's your responsibility to read this thoroughly. I'm not going to sit and read it to you. The biggest thing is communication. I can tell you, Aaron can tell you, there is so many times that we could be so much more help if you would just send us an email and let us know what's going on or how we can assist. But when you wait too late, then you've waited too late. And I can't really do anything about that.
Yeah. So if you're going to be late on an assignment, if you have something going on, like if you have questions, please, anything and everything, just let us know what's going on, because that's how we can help you.
So here's a better description of the required assignment. So basically, at the end of Module 4, you'll have 4 discussion boards, and that's going to allow you to be fairly far along in your paper, and that draft is going to be due, which is 50 points. You don't need an abstract. That's going to be due at the end of Module 4. It gives you a list of all the additional information that you're going to need in there. And these are what me and Erin are going to go over in your lecture. So you're going to hear all this stuff and what it looks like, and if you've not done it before or not seen it before, how you find maybe another agencies to kind of look at. But you're going to kind of build this from the bottom up. And so here's all the different sections. And then in part 2, you're going to get all the feedback. You're going to finish it, and you're going to turn it in by the 24th. And then you're going to, each peer is going to give feedback to another person's post, and that's going to be due at the end of the semester on December the 1st. And again, this is a reiteration of how your discussion boards posts work. And here is where everything is going to be lined up per module and due. So everything is on there. I think the only thing that we noticed wasn't on there was right here, right, Aaron? It doesn't show that the draft part is due on the 10th.
Correct.
But it is on the above there, and it will be on the Canvases section to remind you as well to have an upload link.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so just to stress, like, again, what Dr. Doan said, like, each chapter goes over all of these things, and so when you watch your lecture videos, that's where you'll learn, and as you read, right, well, you'll learn how to do each section. So we're not just making you come up with it right on your own. There will be guidance through the textbook and through lecture videos.
Yeah. And so I know that when you think about being a clinician or in the helping field, that this sounds like a really odd class, and me and Aaron just kind of talked about this beforehand. What you want to know is that it's not unusual to get your degree and be offered a supervisory or management position. That is not unusual. One of the things that this class allows for you to do is either really understand how important it is for you to understand the structure and how your agency is ran and the mission that you work under, or to develop, do you want to develop the leadership skills, or do you have the leadership skills necessary to be in management? And those are some really important decisions, and though, you know, you do need to make those decisions for yourself.
Yeah, most people, oh, it went away.
Yeah, I just figured that we'd go back to just the camera, so.
You're good. You're good. Most people, if you stay in this field long enough, end up in some kind of a supervisory role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so some sooner than later, because some people really enjoy that. Yeah. But that just, you know, this class helps you prepare to understand how agencies work, and if you want to be a part of making them work, how you do that.
Yeah, and that brings up another factor. The reason that I teach so many of the mental health administration courses, whether HS or the counseling grad program, is because I had to have on my CV, you know, my resume, to show that I did provide, you know, I was a supervisor. So I was a clinical supervisor, but I was also an administrative supervisor for a long time when I was working on my PhD before I got hired with Lindsay. And that's a different hat, and you're going to hear some of those stories that I'm going to share with you as we go through each module and chapter and kind of talk about it. So I look forward for the journey. You can definitely reach out to either of us or both, and we look forward to working with you.